Hi everyone, welcome to Song on Fire. I'm Roshini and I'm here with the one and only JD.
That looks very like I've paid you to say that.
But he has forced me to say it. I told him, JD, I'm not keeping well today. I want to pass, but then no, he was like, no, you better come and we have to do this. So yeah, that's what brings me here today.
Because I felt Roshni has been married for the past 2 months, and I'm married 2 years, sorry, and I'm married for the past 7 months, and both of us are kind of new to the whole concept of marriage, the sacrament of marriage. So we thought like we will share.
Just to let you guys know, I had emceed at his wedding. So I'm also here to find out how much our friend has changed since that day.
Yeah. So okay. So let's start.
Yeah.
One surprise, one challenge, and one good thing about marriage. So I'll start. Even though you get married to the best of the best friends, living under the same roof is a very difficult thing, and probably it's one of the most difficult things I have done, and that really surprised me.
Yeah, but I think it also changes you for the better. I mean, it brings out like so much good in you. What surprised me was, guys, nothing, like absolutely nothing can prepare you for marriage. I mean, I know how much I marriage is different from the wedding. Okay, as in like I think we focus so much on the day of the wedding. We focus so much on the day, but then that's for another time. I think even just for marriage, right? Like you really pray and you discern and you. I think I also watched like a lot of YouTube videos about marriage. I don't know why, but then yeah. But I think nothing can prepare you for what is to come. Like I think it's just this very, very unique and personal journey of you and the man, and definitely God. And I think, like I said, absolutely nothing can prepare you, and you just sail through it one day at a time. And I think. That's both beautiful and surprising. I was quite shocked to know that none of those videos. I mean, I think they do help, like your friends' advice and just a couple of things that you read online, maybe. But then, by and large, it's just a very, very personal journey. So I think nothing can prepare you for marriage.
Yeah, even for me, we've watched so many Catholic videos, but then each person is unique, because you have whatever knowledge that you gain, you have to kind of tailor it or apply it to that particular person, your spouse. So for me, even though I got married to one of my best friends that I had, still living under the same roof was so difficult. I never thought it would be so difficult, because I have seen marriages, like especially my parents or other marriages, where it has been very bad, and most of it was arranged. But for us, it was a love marriage, so I thought it's going to be easy, but no, it was not. People say that the first 1 year of your marriage is the most difficult thing. I really think so, because even though you know the person inside out, living under the same roof is like the most. It's a different game altogether.
Making decisions, making those choices, especially making those tough choices, right? I mean, I think that's what is a very, very difficult thing to do, and that too when you both have to be of the same opinion, and or at least have to, one of you has to agree to disagree. So I think that's it's a difficult thing to do. Which brings us to what do you think has been your biggest challenge?
For me, the biggest challenge was that all of us grow up and we are independent for a long time, and then after you get married, all of a sudden that there is this new person who comes into your life, and you have to accommodate space, time, energy, emotion, all for that other person. And for me, I got married late, so it's even more, because I've lived in a certain way for such a long time, and allowing that extra space, time, and emotion to another person was the most challenging part. And even though you're doing it for someone you love, it's not easy to do. So the loss of independence was the most challenging thing for me.
Yeah. I think it's been the same. Like I resonate with you on that one, because, like you said, we've been independent for quite a substantial part of our life.
Yeah.
In fact, after college, many of us in this day and age, we kind of move out of our houses and we live by ourselves. We make decisions by ourselves, and then we decide to get married and start a family. And I think that transition is challenging, where you find middle ground, where you're like, okay, I want it this way, but then he wants it that way. Like, whose way is it's, you can't say my way or the highway. I don't think that works. Yeah, so that's been a challenge with me as well. But then I think I have the most amazing husband in the world. So, yeah, it's, I think at the end of it, it's the kind of companionship you share, the kind of bond you share that sort of helps you in the tough times, making those really challenging decisions. I think, yeah, that's what really helps.
And for me, like I've been a leader. I'm not a group player at all. So I am part of any group only if I am leading. Otherwise, I don't play well with the group. So for me, as small as when to take the dustbin out, what to cook for today, what to buy, what to eat. Like, dude, why should I ask you everything? So for me, it's been such.
A huge shout out to his wife guys. Like a huge shout out to her.
So it's been quite challenging. Like now, you're no more like one person, but you're one with another person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
yeah. I think that's a miracle. It's just I don't know. I fall short of words when I actually have to describe that. That sort of equation. It's yeah. So let's move on to the next question. What's the most beautiful thing about marriage?
The most beautiful thing about marriage is the fact that it really develops an attitude of giving. Because if you don't develop it, your marriage is going to be hell. But marriages, if you are going to play along with the process that God wants you to go through, I think marriage opens up so many virtue doors in your life. And for me, the most important door has been the fact that, God has asked me to give. Like when couples told me before I got married, like you have to die to yourself, I really did not understand the meaning of it. But today I understand, like you have to put up with the mood swings of your spouse. You have to put up with your preferences of your spouse. You have to really be understanding in the times that they are low. And you have to have space for their likes and dislikes. So for me, it's been like when I wash vessels or when I cook food, I don't think, why should I do? She's not doing. That attitude has gone away from me. Now I'm not only doing it, but I'm also doing it without begrudgingly doing it. Yeah. So that has really been very good. And as Pope John Paul II says, you increase in the measure that you give it away. And marriage is a platform where you are forced to give, or put in a situation to give, and I feel that I've increased as a person in compared to last 6 months of my journey.
That's good to know, JD.
But does it seem like that? No comment.
3 things that I feel very strongly about marriage. Firstly, good, yes. Firstly, companionship. I think it should be built on companionship, your love for each other, because we all know that the romantic side of it, or the romance, is very, very important. But that sort of, it doesn't stay all throughout. It does, sort of surface and then slip away, and then resurface and slip away. But then I think it's the companionship that sort of sticks, that sort of stays all through.
And that is something that you always long.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, when you feel one with that person, you need to feel connected on every level, right? And I think that can only be brought about through that gift and that bond of companionship. Secondly, I think communication. So the one thing that I'm absolutely grateful to my husband for is, even while we were dating, he was big on communication right from the get-go. He said, if we don't communicate, we will, things will fall flat at some point, right? So also because, like I said, we for a large part of our lives, we are independent, and so we make decisions by ourselves. We're like, okay, why do I have to even keep my parents updated about the tiniest things and all? So that also was a challenge for me, just to sort of keep him updated about everything. It was easy for him, but it was a little challenging for me. But then I think right now, that communication is what sort of also strengthens the bond of companionship. Big on communication, guys. And leave your ego at the doorstep. Like whatever it is, you could be like the most amazing person on planet Earth, like have the greatest achievements to your credit, but inside the 4 walls of your house, you're just husband and wife. And I think leave the ego at the door. Yeah. That
brings to a wonderful conclusion. The thing that I always say. What is that? Do you remember?
Yes. Theodrama, ego drama.
Let go of your ego drama and be part of the theodrama.
# Hashtag Bishop Baron.
And I also should mention this. Roshini was there the day when, as she said, she did the MC for our marriage. On the morning of the marriage, she came to discuss certain things that we wanted to discuss regarding the whole reception schedule. And I spoke to her like for 40 minutes, and I was sharing the anxieties, the last minute fears and doubts that I had. And I was really grateful that I had a friend to talk at that moment. And she did a wonderful job with the MC. And finally, to say, like, at the risk of repeating, I've said this so many times to my friends in the interviews and the videos, like, till you get married, all that you can think of is marriage. When will I get married? Who is the person going to be? And all that. But after you get married, you'll be, like, at least I can speak for myself. I am like, dude, why the heck did I get married? Because it really pushes you out of your comfort zone, and it really pulls you out of yourself. So, I mean, if you're ready for that, then marriage is a great sacrament.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all said and done, it just brings the best out in you. And I mean, like sometimes even the worst, but it definitely brings out the best in you. And yeah, I think, marriage is like, it's that stairway to heaven. Like there's like, woo, and you fall flat and woo, fall flat again, and then there's these phases of nothing happening, and then there's like, whoa, okay, we've grown together. But I think essentially it's like you can never fall down without your spouse falling down. Like you both fall down together and you both get back up together. So you always have someone to share that roller coaster ride of life with, and I think that's the beauty of it. Yeah.
And Jason Howard always gives this analogy to what he thinks about marriages. Like when you get married, I know you don't know anything about cooking, but when you put oil in water, oil just comes up. Yeah. Like when you get married, all the weaknesses, all your wounds really, really rises up, and it comes to the fore, and you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So marriage is, as much as it is a sanctifying thing, it is also a healing sacrament, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is. It's just beautiful in so many ways because, it brings out both the best and the worst in you. So
the best you kind of continue and nurture, the worst you try to deal with it and you get healed.
Yeah. I think there's always that other person, right, to point out, okay, this isn't, I think it's easier for that person because
they see from a different vantage point.
Absolutely. And also they're so close to you that they can be absolutely blunt with you. Now, probably something my friends would not share with me, but then, he will share with me and he'll be like, okay, this is something that you'd want to tweak, or this is something that you'd know. I think you're doing well. I think that constant feedback that you share with each other also helps you grow, right? Yes. And I think that's the beauty of marriage. Yeah.
So you have heard from two amateurs who are hardly like 2 years married.
2 years, 7 months.
7 months, yeah. And we thought the fact that we are able to share our experiences would be of encouragement, and also it'll let you know that you are not alone, that all of us go through this, and so hope our sharing was helpful for all of you.
Yeah. Do let us know in the comment section below.
Yes. God bless you. Take care. Bye. Yes!
Why are you sitting there? Who's typing with that? Okay. Shut up, take it off. JD, stop.
Yeah, no, I'll take it off. Dude, you can't do anything. I'll edit it off.
JD, edit that.
I'll edit it. So what do we do? And even though I have been like that for the past 6 years, marriage has just brought in a different version of me in that regard. So
you've been like that for the last next level self-glorification, okay? My goodness, JD. Let's make it very casual, okay?
Okay, you introduce me.
Obviously. Okay, hi everyone. Today I'm with...
You can make it casual. I'm simply said introduce me. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. God bless you. Bye. You're so conscious, sir.
Yeah, no, JD, we'll do one more try, no?
No.
JD.